Yes, guys, good evening, one and all. Welcome to your special edition of the R&R Revelation Show. Not only am I joined by Mr. Rhys David Evans, I am joined by multiplied promotion winner, Mr. Matthew Connolly, eventually. Welcome, mate. Thank you so much for persevering and joining us, mate. Much appreciated.
No, thanks very much for having me. I'm looking forward to it.
Mate, that's really much appreciated. Reece, thank you as always for arranging it. Welcome to you all in the chat. Thank you in the chat as well for sticking by us. It ain't going to be disappointing, so much obliged for joining us. As always, get your questions, comments in along the way. We'll chuck them to Mr. Connolly as we go along. But as always, as we always like to do, we'll jump straight into it. Matt, if you could take us back to the start of your career, you could share with us all how you got into football and talk from the beginning, if that's okay, mate.
Yeah, so I was really lucky, to have my dad and my older brother. My dad isn't really into football that much. He didn't really support anyone, but he didn't want us sitting on our asses watching TV. So he would always take us up the park. We'd go up the park for hours upon end. Other kids would join in. Before you know it, there'd be like 20, 30 kids playing. And we'd do that near on every day when we could, especially summer holidays. We'd be out at the park all day. Obviously, it's not like that these days. You can't really get away with that type of stuff, unfortunately. But yeah, so I got a lot to thank my brother and my dad for. Then I just joined the local side. Did all right there. Enjoyed it. Just loved playing football. Always had a ball with me. Played football in the house, garden. I think one of the big things as well was because we only had 4 channels back then. Football Italia on a Sunday.
Oh, golden era, mate.
We'd watch whatever game it was, like it'd be Sampdoria against Lecce or something, but you'd watch it. And then you'd go in the garden and play for hours after. So that was a huge thing for me and my brother. We always did that. And then luckily I was scouted for Arsenal when I was 8 years old. So that was my club.
8 years of age, though, I know it's not uncommon speaking to ex-professionals like yourself, but how do you pick a player at that age? Like how is what stood out for you? Like, how did you stand out amongst the rest at that sort of age?
I think genuinely back then it's like a lot. I know when this is gonna sound, but I was quite fast when I was young. So
Sorry,
when
didn't mean to laugh.
when you play Sunday League, you're genuinely a bit quicker and stronger than everyone. You can score goals and stuff. I know that didn't happen in my career, but you stand out in those terms and just play with a bit more ball skill and control. But I mean, you see kids today, 8, 9, 7, 6, doing mad amounts of kick-ups, playing football every single day at academies and things, and it's taken over, really, hasn't it? So, yeah, I mean, I was lucky to be scouted. I mean, again, I thank my parents because they would, London, I was probably about an hour from Arsenal's training ground because we trained at Highbury on the indoor centre. So they would finish work and then take me there on either the train or drive, and then it was a long evening. Then I'd have to come back and do all the chores and then do the same. You know what I mean? So in those terms, my parents could have just said, "Oh, we're not doing that," but they were massive for me.
That's quality. So how long was you at the academy for in Arsenal?
So I was there from 8 till 16 when I left school, and then I signed my YTS to go full time. It wasn't smooth sailing all the time. I was far from the best player in my age group. A few times I was on a chopping block. They said they didn't really think they'd keep me in, and I'd play well a couple of games, and then they'd say, "Actually, do you know what? Yeah, stay for another year." So yeah, I mean, I was never the favourite. I was never the top dog, but I just always dug in and was quite consistent, I think.
Was there any other names in the academy with you at that age?
We had Ryan Smith, who was the year above me. He was amazing. He played for the first team at Arsenal. He done his knee in eventually, so he didn't have a great career. But he was a tremendous player. Not really any other names till like 16 years old, really. I had like Nicholas Bentner was my age.
Wow. Lord Bentner.
Bentner's my hero.
What was he like?
He was so misunderstood, but he was just confident in his ability. Like, he believed in himself, and I didn't have an issue with that. And like lots of players in the first team, and that they actually liked what he was saying and stuff. But sometimes he'd just cross the line, and yeah, he shouldn't have done that. But he was brilliant. He was a really good friend of mine.
Yeah, Lord Bentner will live rent free in my head for the rest of my life.
Yeah, he was such a good player as well. He should have had a much better career, I think.
Yeah, 100%.
He was massive, and he was fast and strong. Like, he was and could finish. He was brilliant.
That's class.
Yeah.
Was you always a defender then, Matt, or?
Well, Sunday League, like more midfield, like attacking, but like I said, the standard's not great, is it? You just go where you're put and you just run around. But yeah, as soon as I went to Arsenal, they put me in defence. I actually really enjoyed it. I was never the biggest or strongest, but could read the game really well. Defender from probably 10 years old, yeah.
Was it a difference, like when you play in Sunday League with your friends and stuff, then you go to an academy, do you sort of like, it's no longer fun no more, I've got to take it serious, was it that, or? Yeah,
it's pretty serious, isn't it? It's serious business. I mean, you know, you see loads of kids come and go who are so good, and you're like, you know, you think, how the hell didn't he make it? Or, you know, yeah, the standard's so high, but there's so much luck involved because, you know, injuries or parents can't take them, or I don't know, the parents put too much pressure on them, it goes the other way. Like, it's so much luck involved in football that people don't really understand. It's so hard to make it, but there'll be a few sliding door moments which are massive. So, yeah.
Class. So you were obviously at Arsenal as a young man, a young boy to a young man, and was it Bournemouth then? You made your senior appearance.
So so when I was 17, 16, maybe 16, we had to do college one day a week. So I was doing college, and then the reserve manager ran over and was like, "Oh, somebody's ill, so you'll be on the bench for the Rezzies tonight." And there was a few defenders in my age group ill as well. So like, they probably would have been ahead of me, but because they were ill or they were injured, I was like on the bench. Then somebody got injured in the warm-up. So like, they're like, "Oh, you're playing."
That sounds like sabotage, mate.
Yeah. But honestly, like, reserves then was like all first team players. Like, there was loads of first team. I think we played Watford, and Marcus Gale played, and a few other of their first team players. But like, it just happened that Arsenal didn't have a Champions League game that week, so Arsene Wenger come to watch. So I played quite well, and then the next day I went into training just thinking, oh, it'd be a warm down or whatever. He's like, "No, you're training with us." So I was with the first team training, like the Invincible team.
Wow.
And then I finished that session, come in, and then Liam Brady's like, "Come in the office, like, have you got an agent? We'll give you a new deal." So like, when I talk about sliding door moments, like, for me, I was third or fourth choice in my age group. But then injuries to reserve players, and then Bosch in, training with the first team, contract. And then I was with the first team like pretty much every day from then, just training. And it just got to the stage where Arsene Wenger said, like, "You've kind of plateaued at that level, like, you need to go and play games." So that's when I went to Bournemouth. It didn't really work out that well. I mean, I did okay, but they were like struggling down the bottom of League. I think it was League One at the time.
Yeah.
So like, the managers just started going with experience instead of me. So like, I played some games, but I found it tough, to be fair. We played Bristol Rovers in an FA Cup game, and Ricky Lambert bullied me. Like, he had me on toast. Like, he was brilliant, and I was like, that is a level like I need to learn to deal with.
What was it like going into that first team environment last night? Because the mentality of the top players is something, but the mentality of that Invincible side was so different. I mean, how were they like towards youngsters? Were they accepting of it all, or?
Oh yeah, they were brilliant. Like they all would come and say hello. Like the English ones, especially like Ashley Cole and Sol Campbell, like would always look out for me. Like I think Ashley Cole's first words to me was like, "I'm Ash. If you need anything, just give me a shout."
Love that.
And like he's the best left back in the world. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he'd always check that I was right and whatever. But I think when you're young and you're like, you just think that's an everyday thing. But I wish going back I'd ask more questions, try to learn more off them by asking as opposed to just watching them in training kind of thing.
Do you have any boots to clean at Arsenal?
No, we weren't allowed to do that, which I was pretty gutted about because I think that needs to come back because it's a great way to like bond with somebody in the first team. Like even at Cardiff, like that annoyed me a lot because we were so separate from the young guys. Like they might come and train once with us, but then you wouldn't see them again. And like we just didn't really have that bond with them. And like for me, it's the best club in Wales. Like you should be nurturing those guys to come through and like sell them on. Like it sounds mean when you say it like that, but like bring them through and make money off them instead of like they never train with us or they never do anything with us. Like it's great now, but back then it was just non-existent, I think.
Yeah, we went through a real big period, didn't we, where there was no youth coming through, no academy coming through.
Nobody, like they might play one Carabao Cup game and we'd lose, and then you wouldn't see him again.
Yeah, I think Declan John was the one who really pushed through. I think, and then I think he ended up with Swansea. I think he did as well. And
yeah, he was good. Yeah, but like you should, as the biggest club in Wales, you should be able to attract all the young kids, bring them through, and then you get the pick. Like, but they just never did that, and it's quite frustrating, I think. You can sell people for like 20 million, 15, 20, 25 million. It's like that sorts you out for years.
Well, the academy pays for itself, doesn't it? And again,
exactly,
other players then will go, well, they've just sold 4 players to a Premier League club. If I go there, I can have a career if I go to Cardiff now. And I think, thankfully, that's the best thing happening now because all the youngsters are coming through. And even the ones that are not playing with the first team, they're training with them all the time. You see the videos. And it's just great to see. Like, it's a different environment now it is.
There's no better, like, role model than training with somebody who you watch on a Saturday. Like, let's say Morris or Sean Mozzer, for example. Like, imagine a young centre-back training with us all the time, and they're like, right, Mozzer, clean his boots after. And then you get a good bond with him, for instance. And then you learn of him, you ask questions, and you just become a better person, first and foremost, and you'll learn more as a player as well.
Yeah.
So like that's why I wish I cleaned boots. Like I did speak to them at Arsenal, but like imagine they give you Thierry Henry and you go, there you go.
Well, we had Sean Morris.
You have to speak to him. Christmas bonus and that.
We had Sean Morris for a live event a couple of weeks ago, wasn't it? And he was saying he was going to go back in and just play with the youngsters and the academy players, just to talk them through games, give them that experience, work with them through it. And again, things like that. That period of time at Cardiff, we did nothing like that.
Yeah, exactly.
But now you do things like this happening now. It's great to see right now. Like,
but I obviously I know about experienced players, but like when I joined QPR, we had quite a young team anyway, so it was just like, and we had a foreign manager, so it was like all out attack, blah blah blah. Then when Warnock come, and he bought like Sean Derry, Clint Hill, Paddy Kenny. Rob Hulse, Tommy Smith, those guys. Yeah, like I turned up at the first day of pre-season, all those guys were there, and I was like, fucking hell, we got a chance here. Like, and in the last 15 minutes of games when you're winning and you're next to Clint Hill and he's like, come on, let's dig in, 3 points massive here. Like, just stuff like that is huge. Whereas if you don't have that, like you can switch off or whatever, or, whatever, but it's those experienced players are huge in squads. That's as well why I was quite disappointed Rolsey left, but that's another matter, isn't it, really?
Yeah, that's a big one. Like, I think he made his debut, didn't he, for Plymouth on the weekend.
Yeah.
And good luck to him. I think we speak on behalf of everyone here in the chat that we wish him all the best. it's one of those, like, I know he's not had much game time over the last couple of years through various reasons. But it's players like Rousey this season where we could do him in centre mid, even just
he would probably accept he's not going to play anywhere near every game. He might settle for 25 appearances, 20 appearances, but like he's Mr. Cardiff, like he knows the club. He'd help all the boys. When you go down the stretch to try and win a championship or League One, you need people like that to like get you over the line. Like it's not just you keep winning. There's going to be times where it's going to be a struggle. So like some experience would be well, but I guess you've still got some.
Yeah, I just think, especially with some youngsters coming through now, we could have really used something like that just to guide them through some of the games. Like you said, we have got a bit of experience, but a lot of them not playing. I think a few weeks ago was Rotherham, I think, is it? Ryan Wintle was our oldest player, 28 years old.
Yeah.
And it's like, he's got a bit of experience, but if you've got Rolsey somewhere, that's a leader the youngsters looking up to.
Yeah,
it's a different thing than lies.
I agree.
Just a quick one, Matt, if I may.
Yeah.
Would you have been in Arsenal team time as Cam Chambers then?
No, he would have come he would have come after me, I think, quite a few years after me. Yeah. So I left Arsenal probably 2006, I think. I joined QPR then.
Okay. Fair. Yeah, it must be quite a close crossover then between the two, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think maybe a couple of years or so.
Okay, fair. Yeah. So talk about QPR then, mate.
Yeah. So I was on loan at Colchester for the start of that season in the Championship. I really enjoyed my time at Colchester. It was like the old Layer Road, so teams didn't like coming there, so we used to like win some games. And then, January was coming and QPR come in and made an offer. So I went back to Arsenal and I said, what's the deal kind of thing? And they was like, we'll give you a new deal, but money doesn't bother me, or it didn't bother me. But from what they offered, I could see like I'd have to perform miracles to kind of get in the first team. Like I said, there's invincible periods. So QPR just got taken over by Eccleston and Briatore and those guys. So I was like, that's a good project. It's London. So I joined them and it was a mad 4 or 5 years I was there. We had like 12 managers. It was insane.
There was a documentary, I think, with the ownership at QPR.
Yeah, 4-year plan.
Yeah, they were sacking managers because he just didn't like what he said or didn't like the way he looked and stuff like that. Absolute wild.
They were telling them who to play. The owners were telling the managers who to play. If we lost, they didn't understand how you lost. Like, I think we lost. We were 2-0 up in one game and we lost. And then they took us to one of their restaurants and they were like, how have you lost that? And we were like, oh, we've signed 10 players in this January, like we're gelling or whatever. And there's like, that's not good enough excuse. And so we went through about 12 excuses and there's like, oh, you can't lose when you're 2-0 up, which is true, but it does happen. It was just mad. Like they would sometimes ask me who I wanted to play next to. Like they were like, "Who do you want to play with?" And I was like, "I'm 19 years old. Like I'm not going behind the manager's back. Like whoever he picks,
wow,
I'll play with him." And they'd be like, they'd be like, "Pick somebody," and I'm like, "I'm not picking anyone. Like that's not me. Like I'm not doing it."
Mate.
Yeah. But like the thing with owners like that, like you got to tread carefully because they do make mad decisions and they do make mistakes, but they do pile so much money into clubs.
Yeah,
so, like they're businessmen. They put money in and they demand or want what they want.
I bet your Christmas party must be mad.
I say it's probably not the worst owner you've worked under, really, because coming to us, the rebrand, the change. I think Ben Turner hinted at it that there was boardroom interference in players being picked. There was all sorts going on.
Yeah, I mean, I would never change anything at QPR. It was mad, but like ultimately we achieved our goal and got promoted with Neil Warnock. Then he played me in the Prem for a bit, but then he got sacked. And then Mark Hughes come and he was like, "I've not really seen you play, and I need to buy people to keep us up, so you can leave if you want." So like, and at the time I was like, what an arsehole. But then like looking back, I'm like, that's quite fair. Like he's honest with me, and that's all you want really. So yeah, then I went to Reading, got promoted there. I was only there for 6 months or so, and they said they were going to sign me, but didn't. So that's when I come to Cardiff in the end. Yeah.
You got promotion there as well.
Yeah, but like I do you know what? Like I understand now when you're all raging about the red shirts. Like at the time, I was just like, I'm here to play. Like I want to win games, want to get promoted, and I didn't really care, which is quite bad because like I'm a massive Arsenal fan, and if they change colour, I'd probably stop supporting them until they change back. So like it's a big thing, yeah.
No, I respect that. Look, you got a job to do. You're paid to do it, and I mean this in the kindest way possible. You were paid at the time to do a job and get a job done.
Yeah.
And you didn't let, and maybe that went in your favour. You didn't let outside interference affect you and to do your job. And
I mean, it helped we were winning, though, didn't it? Like,
100%. That definitely does help me. 100%.
That team was like thinking about it now. That team was unreal. Like, that is such a good team.
Best team you ever played in?
It gives it. Yeah, I'd say that or my QPR promotion team because we had a Delta Raff and he was the best player who's ever played in the Championship. I'd say.
I boycotted Red Air. I didn't go to the game, so I can't talk about that. But I was going to ask, like, but Peter Whittingham, like, how good was he? Because
I didn't even realise how good he was. Like, I obviously had played against him a few times, and then you do see that he scored loads of goals. So you're just like, oh. And then I joined, and my first home game was his hat trick against Wolves. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like the free kick, the last one that went far top corner, like, I was just like, oh my gosh. Like, and he didn't celebrate. And I was like, he's not arrogant because I've seen him around the training ground. I'm just like, what is going on? But I was quite fortunate. Like, I don't know if other players have told you, but like when you join a new club and you go on the bus for an away trip, you like get on like quite nervously thinking like, oh, I can't sit in someone else's seat. Like,
yeah.
You're like looking around, see what's spare. Him and David Marshall had like 2 spare seats. So they're like jumping there, and then like for the all away journeys, like it was us 3. And like them 2 are brilliant together and amazing people. Like, so you imagine the amount of time we spend on the bus. Like I was with them for hours and hours. Like brilliant.
That's so good. And Marshy is one of Reese's favourite people of all time, in fairness. So, yeah, I bet that makes you happy, mate.
Yeah, he's class, David.
But Witt's different. It's crazy because Witt was so consistent for so long as well, which is... And like the manager said, they didn't realise how good he was until they see him in training every day, and he's like 3 steps ahead of everyone he was. Yeah, such a massive loss.
I wouldn't even say like he didn't really live like a pro either. Like he liked a beer, he'd eat Dominoes and stuff. Like, and then he'd just turn off and just be the best player in training all the time. Like never nervous or never flustered. Like just went about his business, and he was just brilliant. Like a huge loss. Like obviously when he passed away, it's obviously so sad, but it's also great we got to know him so well.
I want to ask as well, when you said you were at QPR and you were trapped, was it frustrating seeing how much freedom and leeway was given? Do you just want to smash him in training and anything?
Nah, he'll say this himself, but he ruined training because whoever's team he was on, honestly, he did not move a centimetre. Like, he didn't run back. If you're doing keep ball, he wouldn't win the ball back for you, and he'd just try and nutmeg everyone. Like. That's why Warnock said, like, literally, Warnock said,
excuse me.
Warnock said, like, just don't come in to train. And so he would play on a Saturday. He'd have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off. He would come in on Thursday for a massage, and then he'd do like, keep ball and set pieces on a Friday. And then he'd score 2 or 3, and we'd win. But like he'll if you spoke to him now, he wouldn't be happy about that, because he realizes now, like, he wasted it, because he should have been Real Madrid or Barcelona. Like, he was sensational. Like,
so was you around Cardiff when Ravel Morrison came in there? Because he's, I think we've spoken to ex-Cardiff players and they've said the same thing. He would like show up to training one day, disappear, you won't see him for a week, then he'd come back again, and all that talent just wasted. Like,
you know, you hear the stories about him, so like you expect the worst. And then when I first met him, he was like softly spoken. He's like, "Oh, it's really nice to meet you. How are you today?" And I was like, wow. But he's a brilliant player as well. And you know, some people just don't have their head switched on, do they? We were on the bench. I think we played Millwall away when we were at Cardiff, and we were chatting or whatever. And I was like, "Do you not feel like bit pissed off you're here?" And he's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "Well, you're obviously good enough to play in Champions League or like high-end Premier League. Like, you're a brilliant player, and like you sat on the bench at Millwall away." And he just went, "Oh, cheers, mate," and just walked off. I was just like, it's obviously, doesn't care, does he?
No.
All our ability, man, it's so frustrating to see as a fan, thinking you could change a game like that if you wanted to. I mean, you could just switch it on, but they just didn't. Like, it's.
Yeah, he's been at so many clubs. I thought when he was at West Ham and he scored that great goal against Spurs, I thought that might be his turning point. But
time to kick on, sort of thing.
Yeah, it wasn't to be. You got to think, though, if you can't like change your attitude or turn yourself around for like Alex Ferguson, then you're not really going to do it for anyone else, are you? When you think about it.
So I think so. What happened with the Watford loan then? Because I was reading up earlier and it says that there was I think the club says a financial decision, not a playing decision or something. The club's saying. Yeah.
So they were calling me from January and calling my agent saying, "Can I go to them?" Obviously that's on my doorstep at home. Like, I lived a walking distance from Vicarage Road, so like I spoke to Russell Slade. I was like, what are you thinking?
Oh, Russell.
And he said, "Oh, well, you're not going." And I was like, "Oh, well, that's fine. If that's the decision, that's fine." He said, "We're near the bottom, so we need to like stabilise first." And I was like, "Well, no, if like I'm not going to go in January, then I'm not. Like, that's the end of it." Like, so anyway, like I didn't go. They did call loads of times in January, but they kept saying no. Then we got safe, and then literally I was like out with my missus somewhere, like can't remember where, and they called me and said, "Oh, you can go now." And I was like, "What do you mean?" There's like 8 games or 9 games to go, and there's like, yeah, they're paid like, I don't know, 250 grand, and then another 250 if you go up. And I was like, well, I don't know. Well, I was like, I don't really see the point, but I'll go anyway, like, if that's what you've decided. And he was like, yeah, it's fine. So then I went there, played. I didn't really expect to play. The manager, don't think it was anything to do with him. I think the owner was signing me. The manager just said, like, just be good around the dressing room, speak to the boys, help them over the line. And somebody did their ACL, like, first game. So then I ended up playing like 7 or 8 games. They were an unbelievable team though. Like the first day I trained with them, I was like, oh my god, like it was levels above what Cardiff were doing at the time.
I think Troy Deeney said in an interview that it was thanks to yourself, Troy, and like 2 others that you got promoted. You just made sure you kept everyone grounded or something.
So we had like Ben Watson, Troy Deeney, Cathcart, Gomez in goal. But then we had Igalo, Vidra, Forestieri. Like, it was a real team. Yeah, so like it was easy. Like the first day I went in, after training they spoke to me, and I was like, the owner and the manager. I said, "You're 100% going up. Like, there's no way this team don't go up. You've got 3 of the best strikers in the league." And they were like, "Well, yeah, we hope so." But anyway, they said like we went up, and then the manager said, "Go and enjoy your summer. We'll sign you." So just see you in pre-season, and he got sacked like 2 days later.
And I was not like Watford at all.
I was like, "You're shitting me." No disrespect to Cardiff, but like that was on my doorstep. We would have been in the Premier League, and it was probably more money than I ever would have earned anywhere else. Like it was a great offer, but like they just sacked him. So I was like, oh.
Does it get boring after a while winning so many promotions to the Premier League?
No.
Rumour has it you got more promotions than Neil Warnock.
Yeah, some of them I'm gutted. Like the Cardiff one, I only played like 4 or 5 games, so like I don't love.
You still count down, mate.
But they were so good. Like Mozza was playing a lot, Peltz, Bruno, and Benno. Like so, you can't really argue. Like that defense was top then. So yeah, but my first promotion with Cardiff and my first with QPR were like easily my 2 best ones.
Class, love that. Go on, mate. Go on, mate.
As I say, because the first one, I think Ken McNaughton was saying that Malky wanted him to play a certain way right back. Kev found a way, so you want to sign yourself. And he said then you want to sign John Brayford, and he signed French Kev. Is it Theophile Catherine? And he was saying things like everyone was in love with Andrew. Is it Malky was in love with Andrew?
Andrew Taylor, yeah.
Andrew Taylor. Sorry, they call him Andrew Mackay and stuff. They were saying, like, what was that like? Because obviously, yes, I've seen the transfer thing. There's a lot of players came in that period. Was that difficult?
Yeah. Kev Mack, like I've got so much time for Kev. Like he's a great guy. Like we obviously would like alternate a right back, but he would never be ill, like horrible or anything towards me. Like I'd support him if he played, and it was vice versa, and it was genuine as well. It wasn't one of those where you go, "Oh, all the best," but don't mean it. Like, so I've got a lot of time for him. Yeah, like I was quite disappointed when they signed John Brayford. And I like John Brayford, and he's a really good player. Like, but I thought, so he's obviously going to play right back, so I'll be on the bench. But then, like, that didn't really happen because then I started in the Prem, the West Ham game, then the Man City game, and the Everton game. So I was like, started these 3 games. Then French Kev came like the day after, and Malky was just like, you're not starting the next game. And I was like, brilliant. I was on the bench for the whole season. Like, the French Kev was all right. Like, he was more physical. Like, he'd get up and down more than me and Kev McNaughton, I think. But, like, Malky said that in one of the meetings. He was like, for one of those Prem games, he's like, how many crosses did you get in the box? Or like, how many times did you get in the final third? And I was like, I've not turned into Cafu over the summer. Like, I didn't do that in the Champions. So like, I haven't all of a sudden just started bombing up and down. Like, I was a solid defender and would get forward when I can. Yeah. But like, I'm not then going to go to the Premier League and just start going up and down and like getting in the final third all the time. So like, it is what it is.
Honestly, some of the stories.
That's wild.
Kev is a fan of a show, when Kev is. He always he's come on as guest and stuff. He did.
Yeah,
and some of the stories he would tell about that time, like it was, I think John Parkin and him drinking together, and some of the stuff that we did.
It was just it was like a real manly group, wasn't it? Like when you think about it, like Turns, Huds, Kev Mack, Marshy, Tails. Craig Gunnarsson. Conway, Gunnarsson, Witts, like Hyder. Like people forget about Hyder. He was brilliant.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was brilliant. What a player.
Hyder Helgason, wasn't it?
Hyder Helgason, yeah, great player.
Tommy Smith back then. Is it Kimbo Kyung? I think came in the club as well.
Oh, he was a great player as well. Just a really good squad.
I remember watching him on TV, I think it's Blackburn, and he looks fantastic. He looks like an absolute gem. Couldn't get the ball off him, but then...
Yeah, that was a good game, that Blackburn away.
It's absolutely good.
But like, you look now at football, like that team would run all over what Cardiff got today, just because everyone's gone younger, isn't they?
We have. I think we went...
Yeah, but I think every team, I think a lot of teams have, haven't they, really?
The last 3 or 4 years, every season, it was a case of bring in 10 players, release 10, and it was constantly swapping all the time. And it was like, this player's legs haven't got, he haven't got the legs no more to play this football. I think we were forced into going young, I think. But to be fair, it's sort of working out for us now, because like Ruben, Joel, Capaccio, a lot of youngsters are coming through now. They're looking good as well for once. Like,
yeah, it's definitely working. And, you know, if people move on, you'll make some money, wouldn't you? So
exactly. And again, if when that happens, it pays the academy for itself. Like, and then it makes the academy look good as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's where, like, it's disappointing where the 2 promotions kind of just went to waste. You made like upwards of 200 and something million. Like a training ground and academy like building should have been priority then. And go, do you know what? If we get relegated, we've still got the parachute payments and we've still got a good team. We can go back up. But they just spent bundles on like not what we needed.
Crap.
And it just didn't really work.
Yeah.
So I do think some kind of ex-pro should be a technical director of some sort and like go between the manager and the owners and make decisions.
Is that you putting your
Definitely not really. I would
no, you finish the sentence before you shut that down, man.
Yeah, there's so many like I think Andrew Taylor's doing it at Leeds or something. He's high up at Leeds now, but he obviously knows football and he knows how to deal with people. Like, and it just would have been smart to like when one of the managers go, Rousey, when they're like, oh, we should sign this player, and then somebody in between should go, do you know what? I don't really think that's a good sign. Like,
100%.
Warnock was brilliant for Cardiff. Like, I would never say a bad word about the guy, but we signed like for like Flint and Morrison were never going to work. Because they're just too similar, and then you get stuck with people's wages. Like, why we sold Bobby Reed when like he's got a great record in the Championship. We just got really okay. It didn't really work in the Prem, but in the Championship, he would have scored 15, 20 goals or 15 goals and been a great player. We just like got him out the door, like to Fulham, who then went up straight away. Yeah. Sometimes I think just somebody to like be the middle guy and all that.
I think the Bobby Reed one was strange when we signed him because he was playing in the 10 for Bristol City, and under Warnock there wasn't really a 10 for us. He played up front or a bit deeper in midfield, and I just thought I don't know why we bought him for if you're not going to play him in his best position. But then
he's a brilliant player, like brilliant.
Yeah. Camarasa then, didn't he? I think Camarasa showed up, and what a player he was, and he
was brilliant too. But I think when we went up that time, like I thought we bought players that if we go down, we're like suited to come back up, like Josh Murphy, Bobby Reed, like those two. You think, all right, it might not work in the Prem, but if you come back down, you'll get 20 goals from both of them, like in the Championship, and then you'd be right back up there. But it didn't really work out.
What was Oli like to work under? Because that was a strange summer for us, I think. I looked earlier, and I think he signed like 7 or 8 strikers, and he only played with one up top.
Yeah, that must have been... I love Ollie. He's a great guy. I don't know. Like, he obviously turned the offer down, didn't he, a few times, and then eventually took it. So you just then think, oh, perhaps the money's just too good for him to turn down, kind of thing. The signings weren't brilliant, to be honest, but. I don't really have a bad word to say about Ollie. I think he's a good guy.
One thing I want to ask about Watford, Elton John.
Yeah.
Did you ever meet him?
He came the week before I got there, so I missed him, which I was gutted about because I'm a big fan. I like his music and that. So, yeah, I'm a bit gutted about that, to be honest.
Class.
Like, literally, my first game in the programme from the week before was all the pictures of the players with Elton John and stuff. So
mate.
That's a killer, yeah. And then he didn't come to any like bus parade or promotion stuff, so I didn't see him there.
Lush.
Well, I wanted to ask you actually, because it's happening now with our club now. We're chasing promotion. What's it like pressure-wise when the pack is hunting you down in the league, and what's the difference between you're hunting the top spots or down?
Right. I my first, the QPR one, honestly, I was a bag of nerves every game. Like, I found the tension and pressure horrendous. Like, every game, you're just getting shot at by everybody. Like, in the Championship especially, you can play bottom of the league, and, like, everyone at home's, like, sitting there with their accumulator going, banker for QPR to win top of the league against bottom. But, like, in your mind, you're like, these are going to give it 20% more than they gave it last week. They want to scalp. And it's the same every week. So, like, it's so hard. And, like, it's just not enjoyable. Either, like, you win the game and you're like, I've got a massive game Tuesday, I've got to win that. And then you win that and you're like, Saturday away at blah, blah. And you're like, it's just, like, it's relentless. I found it tough. Chasing, I was normally top, so I wasn't really chasing that much.
Like, at what point do you start going, you know what, just another game? Like, what point do you go, this is fine, it's another game today? Does it ever actually cross over, or is it a case of still always get nervous? Like,
I know just another game. Like, everyone says, don't worry, it's another game. Take each game as it comes, but you're always looking at all the fixtures and stuff. Like, it is relentless getting over the line. It's tough. Like, the boys will find that this year in League One. I mean, they're going well at the minute, but they're going to have some tests along the way. They're going to have some defeats, and then they're going to have to bounce back from that. So, it's tough. There's a long way to go, but, you know, you have to try to deal with the pressure the best way you can.
Is that where the senior pros come into a big play then, really? And it's like trying to get them through it and keep them calm, keep them relaxed?
Yeah, 100%. Like I said at QPR, like Sean Derry and like Clint Hills and that would always speak to you before the game, like maybe just say a few words just before kickoff or like half time or last 10, 15 minutes, and just like, it's not a lot of words, but it's just like a few words that just, you know, kick you on a little bit and give you that extra bit of concentration and stuff. I'll be interested to see, like, obviously, like you said, with the young boys at Cardiff, like, who can be that guy to lift everyone.
Yeah, I think January's massive for us if we can keep them all together and maybe add 1 or 2 senior players into the squad just to help them get through it, because it's Cardiff, I don't know if you heard it when you're on the pitch, but one bad pass and a lot of the fan base are moaning and groaning, and it's quite loud. It can be, and I don't know what you can hear on the pitch when you play in there, but it's quite, the last year or so, it's been quite, I'd say, quite a prominent thing at the club.
You definitely hear the moans and groans as a player, yeah. Like, anyone who says they don't hear what the fans are saying, like, they hear it. You can definitely hear it. I think I remember when we were at Cardiff, like, coming down the stretch, and we might have been 7, 8 points clear, and we drew 1-1 at home with, I don't know, it might have been Derby or someone. And, like, the crowd, I don't think they booed, but, like, they were like, and the full-time whistle went. And you're like, there's about 6 games to go. We're 8 points clear. Like, that's a good point. That's another point on the board. But you just, you know, you can't please every fan, can you? There's however many thousand there. People are always going to be annoyed or want more.
So do you ever play in Indian Park at all against Cardiff?
Yeah, I played there twice against Cardiff. Lost both times.
What was it like?
I played there 3 times, lost twice, drew once. Yeah.
Was one with QPR? Was it?
Yeah. So I think one game we lost. I played with Colchester and we lost 4-1. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank scored, I think.
Yes.
And then 2 I played with QPR. One might have been 3-0, 3-1. One was 0-0, I think. Tough place to play.
One game stands out. I think Rowan Vine was playing for him at the time, and that always stands out for me. That one does. But what's the difference between playing like? Because I remember at Indian Park, you could have 12,000 fans there. It'd be rocking. The new stadium, you could have 25,000 fans. It's not the same.
No, it's hard when you get a new stadium, isn't it, to recreate that? Because like Ninian Park probably wins you 9, 10 points a season just because what it is.
Yeah.
Like, and that was rocking every time you went there. It was so hard. You were so close to the pitch. fans were horrible to you. Yeah, and then you move to the big, nice new stadium. Teams like coming and playing in the stadiums. It's not always full, so it's not like a cauldron of noise. But when we were winning games and we were in the Premier League or like the derbies against Swansea and stuff, it was really noisy and it was a brilliant atmosphere. But it's hard to do that every week, isn't it?
I don't know how to say stuff, but were you made aware of the importance of the Swansea game? Like, I know when we played then, there's always things like we showed their players videos of what it means to the fans. And for a while, it seemed like none of the Cardiff players cared. I think the last 4 or 5 years, for example, there was always a couple of games where it was like 4-0 Swansea. And I was just thinking, really, no one's showing up. But the last, obviously, 2 years, wherever, we've dominated them. But
yeah, I never got to play in the derby. I think it's either on the bench or in the stand for both of them in the Premier League. And other than that, we were like flip-flopping between leagues, so I didn't really play in those. Yeah, I mean, it's when you get beat like that, yeah, you want people to put a foot in and, make tackles and stuff, but that's kind of gone from the game now, isn't it? Like, you don't get those crunches, and it's annoying. Like, honestly, sometimes I've watched Rangers Celtic recently, and there's like no yellow cards, and you're like, this is the fiercest game like you can get. Like, why aren't people smashing each other? Like, that's what it's all about. And like Arsenal Tottenham the other day, like all the Tottenham fans will tell you like, oh, none of them were bothered. Like, Arsenal just smashed Tottenham 4-1, and Tottenham haven't even laid a glove on Arsenal. Like, it's the way football's kind of gone, really. But I love those derby games. Like, there's always, the little bit extra on it means a lot. Like, the crowd noise G's you up a bit more, and then the bragging rights is what everybody wants, isn't it?
Exactly.
Was there a derby you wish you'd played in?
Yeah, I wish I'd played in that derby. I was gutted I didn't play in it, but I was kind of knew my place then in the Premier League. Like, I wasn't going to get back in the team once French Kevin came, so
is that what?
It was a great watch, but it was, I would love to have played in that game.
Was French Kev his nickname for all the players?
I don't think so. I actually saw Kev McNaughton say it in a podcast, and I just thought about French Kev, but like, I don't think that was him, no.
Right, Rob? I think his signal's gone.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Oh, spin it. I've got to ask a question, sorry. Alright, I'll go through the questions anyway. That's fine. So, some other questions you've already got now. Who was your favourite centre-back partner at Cardiff? Was it Mark Hudson, Sean Morrison? Who would you prefer playing with?
I think Bruno,
Oh, he was crop, yeah.
Oh, he was so good.
Choice.
I love Mozza, I love Turns, Hud's brilliant, but like, Bruno is just so calm, like great on the ball. He would just do this thing where you think he's under a bit of pressure and he just chop the person and you'd be like, oh. So yeah, like, I got a lot of time for Bruno.
Sean Morrison said the same thing. You think shit, he's under pressure, just give the ball away, get the ball away. And all of a sudden he'll turn somebody inside out and he'll be slowly jogging with the ball. And before you know it, he's laid a pass on and no one else can see, like. Yeah,
he I think if he was around now, I think he would be playing in the Premier League comfortably, I think.
Yeah.
He just looks so cool, didn't he? He looks so cool on the ball.
So casual, really good on the ball, could jump, physically good, quick. And then like, I just think his size probably let him down from a Premier League move. But like the way football's gone, like, I think now he'd be comfortable in the Premier League.
There's a question here from Jamie. What was Gary Medel like? Was he as nuts as he looked?
He really kept himself to himself. He couldn't really speak much English. He was good in training. He couldn't really speak English, but he'd drive people on like hand gestures and like come-ons and that. But yeah, away from the pitch, like, we didn't really see much of him. He'd normally just train and go home. So yeah, a really good player though.
It's crazy to see he left Cardiff and went into Milan. The fact that we sold someone to Inter Milan.
Yeah, that is mad. Yeah,
it's baffling for us. Like, I mean, it's
Yeah.
Not something we thought would happen. I got a question as well. Is what was your relationship like?
Must be the first and only one in history.
Vincent Tan. Didn't see him a lot. When he came, he would just say hello and how are you? Nothing really major. And then obviously we'd have that yearly meeting where he'd tell you to shoot from the halfway line. Other than that, but other than that, no, we didn't see much of him.
Because I think was it maybe Ben Turner, I think you mentioned before about Ollie would say, you're playing today and you're playing alongside so-and-so, and then they'd have a phone call and then come back and go, you're not playing now.
Yeah, so that I did see Tan say that. That didn't really happen to me, but I mean, if that's what Tan says, then yeah, I believe what Tan said, yeah.
I think Dalman came on the channel once a few years ago and he said any sort of interfering is long gone and it's long ended. So I kind of think it might have happened at a time quite a bit, but like you said, I think it might just be one or two players here and there sort of thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, I don't know much of what goes on at the club now. Like, it probably did happen for a fair while, yeah. Yeah, don't know.
So, someone's got me on now. You played with the man Trapped. If you want to pick one, who would you have?
Out of Adele and who?
Wits.
Wits, because he's a nicer person and a great guy. They're both brilliant players, but yeah, I'd choose Wits just because of who he is, yeah.
The longevity as well has got to be up there. Like,
yeah, longevity,
in the league.
sure. Yeah.
What a guy. What was you going to say, sorry, Rob?
I was just going to close to finish off with what are you up to now these days, mate?
Yeah, so I've recently just started doing some coaching with local kids. Just a little soccer school. So on Saturdays I have a young group, like 4 and 5 year olds. Wednesdays I have 7, 8, and 9 year olds, and then I have a girls session after that. And then I go into my primary school and coach some of the kids there as well on one of the days. So yeah, it took a few years not really doing much, figuring out what I wanted to do, but I really enjoy the coaching and seeing kids improve and me improving as well, actually, because it is tough to coach. It's not easy.
Fair play.
You're absolutely right. I hope my signal's okay as I'm speaking now.
Yeah, that's good.
Sorry about the location. My son's gone to bed. No, I know, mate. Obviously, I'm probably no any other level coaching we even are right now, but like I do grassroots coaching myself. I've been coaching my boys' team since was it under 5s, under 6s, up to under 11s at the moment, and
nice.
Like a mug. I've taken on my daughter's under 9s girls team now as well.
Oh,
because
cool.
I'm a sucker. And
mate, it's not easy, is it? The kids don't listen half the time.
No, I tell you what though, mate, and I've said this to a few people already, I so much prefer coaching my daughter's team right now.
Because
my boys team are close. Oh, they are. They're mint. They're class. They're good fun. And I think the problem is not problem as such, but we're all ready in ourselves. So come next year, my boys team goes competitive on Saturday with referees and things like that. And so it's going to be a different ball game. And I ain't ready for that. I'm not ready for that in the slightest. So, I think that's plays a big part in it.
Yeah, it's definitely enjoyable, like you said.
100%. Well, if you're all anything else from you, Reece, before we wrap up, mate?
That was brilliant, honestly. Just thank you so much for coming on, and sorry for the issues at the start, Sol.
No, thanks for having me. If you need me back or anytime or anything, just let me know.
Oh, brilliant. Part 2.
Well, you've said it. You said it now. There's no backsies now, Matt, mate. No backsies. We'll do. No, what we've started doing is, and I'm not in no means putting under pressure here, is like with Craig, for example. We did a part 1 available to everyone, like yourself this evening, but then a part 2 where it's for patrons only, so a bit more, even more relaxed, and it's just fun the show and things like that. So no pressure whatsoever, but maybe if you're available in the new year, that might be something of interest, if that's cool. 100%. I know I would, and I know Reese would, and I'm sure everybody else in the comments would. Thank you all so much for your comments, your questions. I'm sorry if we've not got through everyone. There's been quite lots of views this evening as well. Thank you all so much, Reese. As always, mate, thank you so much for arranging yet an absolute gem of a gentleman. Matt, you're absolute superstar, mate. So thank you.
No, thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Much obliged, man. But yeah, thank you. Good night. God bless. And
this channel is powered by an incredible membership community on Cardiff City World and patreon.com/AcePodcastNation. Becoming a member unlocks exclusive rewards from early access to live event tickets, bonus content, and even the occasional inside transfer scoop when we get it. But more importantly, it allows us to bring you top quality Cardiff City content 7 days a week. Across those 7 days, we're talking match previews, exclusive interviews, instant match reactions, the breakdown podcast, tactical deep dives, the spotlight series, Bluebirds Rewind, Academy Focus, and just so much more. Led by myself, backed by an army of passionate Cardiff City fans, this is content created by fans for fans. Balanced, professional, and 100% all about the club we all love. If you enjoy what we do, then join the community today and support what we are doing as we help to keep Cardiff City World flying high.